From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Welcome to You Should Know. I'm your host, Evelyn Ledbetter, and today I have a couple of special guests with us. We're going to be talking about the Clovis Music Festival coming up within the next few weeks. And my guest is Marcy Anaya, who is the chamber president for Curry and Clovis, and then also Robyn Snowberger, who is the committee chair for the music festival. Ladies, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
For sure, you had to bounce out pretty early this morning and get here, so do appreciate that. So, Marcy, let's start with you. I met you a couple of weeks ago at a chamber meeting. Just tell me a little bit about your background, if you grew up in Clovis or your family or anything you'd like to share.
I did. I've lived in Clovis all my life, except for maybe a year or two in Roswell when I was small. But otherwise, I've lived in Clovis.
Okay.
My children were born here. All of them went to Clovis schools. I am the trust officer with the Citizens Bank of Clovis. I've been there for this summer. It will be 49 years.
Oh my,
Yes.
Congratulations.
I tell
think.
people I was born there.
You were, weren't you? Literally.
Yes. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to become a chamber ambassador.
Okay.
And then I was on the music festival board first. And then I was asked to be on the board and the executive board, and just moved my way up. And so now I'm the chamber president.
You've got a busy year ahead of you.
Very busy, but I enjoy it. It's so
Cool.
much fun. We do so many great things.
Robyn, and how about you? You're a well-known face in the community, so tell us a little bit about your world.
Well, I'm not originally from Clovis. I came in with the Air Force, which a lot of people do, but Clovis is my adopted home. I've been here since 1996. And I am the local McDonald's franchisee. My husband and I own and operate 6 restaurants, 3 in Clovis, 1 in
Wow.
Portales, 1 in Tucumcari, and 1 in Seminole, Texas.
Oh,
We have 2 sons that are ENMU alumni, so we've raised
Very nice.
our kids in this community, and I just jump into anything I can in the community, and so that's how I kind of found myself at the chamber. And just thinking I would be on the board and help out a little bit, and ended up taking on the role and responsibility of the chamber president 2 years ago. And like Marcy said, you really don't ever realize how much a chamber of commerce does until you're there and you're asked to be part of all the day in and day out stuff.
Right.
But anyway, it was a great ride, and I really enjoyed it. And that's where my involvement with the music festival started.
okay.
And the chair board for the music festival was looking to step down, and so I was asked to fill his big shoes.
Oh.
And just coming out of the pandemic, everybody was excited about getting out in the world again.
That's
and
true.
seeing each other and spending time with each other. So, and what better fun to have than to be part of something that you're putting on a festival for
That's true.
everybody to come and see. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been good.
Huge undertaking.
It is. I have a great board though, and I couldn't accomplish anything without their support, because they're really fabulous.
You've got to have people
Yes.
volunteering and helping, and you're rocking the shirt.
I'm rocking the
Yes.
shirt from last year. Our shirts are going on sale shortly
Very
for
nice.
this year. So
Should have brought one. I would have donned it for the
yes.
We were wishing we could have
day.
had
I know.
it.
I'll be at the festival, at least part of the festival. Well, let's dig into that. So, the background on the festival, this is tied in with Norman and Vi Petty, the studio, correct?
Yes.
Of how it kind of got its roots. Whichever one of you would like to talk about that and just kind of tell us the
So,
history.
I believe this started in 1987. Vi Petty was wanting to do something to keep the Norman Petty sound alive.
Uh-huh.
And so I think that's how the music festival was born. We actually, I believe she performed, and we've had the Roses. Some of the older, I say older, they weren't that old when I was listening to them. But the Fireballs, the Crickets, the Roses, that's kind of how it started.
Okay.
Wanting to keep the Buddy Holly sound alive. And so we've had several Buddy Holly impersonators through the years. a lot of the 50s, I guess,
hmm
music
Mhm.
performers would come, and it's just grown from there.
87, so we're almost to what, the 40-year mark? Or
Yes.
did we hit the 40? Let me do my math. We're almost there.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
almost there.
That's a lot of years. Buddy Holly, I don't remember if I read, did he ever record at that studio? I don't remember if he did or not. I can't
I
say,
I believe
but
he did, but I'm not positive.
it seems like Leanne Womack recorded there back.
Leanne Rhymes.
Leanne
Leanne
Rhymes back
Rhymes.
in the
Yes.
early, yeah,
Mhm.
thank you on
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
Back early on. So
Mhm.
the chamber's actually located within that. Is that right? The offices of the chamber are located there at the
The original studios are down on 7th
oh,
Street.
okay.
Mhm.
And there is a
But
museum
where the
there.
museum is where the chamber's
Yes.
located
So there's a
now.
rock and roll museum in the basement of the chamber, and it's going through some undertaking right now. We've been given some money to turn it into an actual recording studio, an analog and digital
Yes.
recording studio that hopefully will be open in the fall. Is that correct?
We're
Oh, very
shooting for
nice.
August.
August.
And
Fingers
just
crossed.
someone that just knowing that that has been part of the Clovis music and just continuing on having that in Clovis is what's happening with that.
Yes, I think they
Yes.
call it the Clovis Sound.
The Clovis sound, exactly.
Very
So
nice.
I don't think we realized what a wealth of musical history we had in the museum. It was just always there for people to come in and see and maybe remember when. But apparently, that's something that that sound is something that artists are looking for. It's a cleaner sound, I
Huh.
think I've been told. And so once we found out that it could be put to use again, we
Oh,
have people
perfect.
who know what they're doing
hmm
coming in and going to get it all fixed up. And hopefully, the plan is to have big artists, hopefully come in and record in Clovis.
What a cool thing for the Pettys
Mhm.
and their families and
Yes.
friends just to keep
Mhm.
that alive and know that it's continuing on. So the original recording studio, can people visit that, or is it open during the music festival where people can actually go to the original Petty studios?
So I believe that right now it's not, they don't have the
Okay.
capability of opening it because of staffing issues. There's some health issues
Okay.
with the people that actually run the recording studio museum.
Uh-huh.
But last year, I know we were able to take some of the artists who came in for the music festival and actually tour both the museum in the
How fun.
basement and take them over to the recording studio, and they were just amazed.
How fun. Is it open? Is the museum open on a steady basis where people can go
I
there?
think that you call and you make an
Okay.
appointment by
And
appointment only right now.
normally it is appointment only, but because we are undergoing the renovations,
Mm,
um,
that's tough right now.
it is. I don't know that that's going to be a possibility
Mhm.
until the recording
Okay.
studio and everything is put back in place.
But that's probably something people can just call the chamber, the
Yes.
Curry
Yes.
Chamber, and find that information out. So if they're planning this to be part of a trip,
Yes.
they may want to coordinate that so they can actually come in and see that. That'd be a big disappointment.
Yeah.
We have people who have come from internationally
Yes.
to come and see the museum.
How cool
Mhm.
is that? You don't realize how big of an
No.
influence
Right.
that music was.
People will be this direction and then they will see that we have the Rock and Roll Museum
Mhm.
and they're like, wow, we're this close. We need to see it. So,
Mhm.
I think I read that Waylon Jennings even recorded in that studio, which, he's Littlefield, so
the one
that
on
that
7th
makes sense.
Street, yes.
So that makes sense.
Mhm.
So
There are rumors that Paul McCartney was here in the 70s, I believe.
Early
just think what
70s.
Early
think what
yeah.
a picture would
70s.
be worth if they found that, of actually showing him in that studio.
I know.
That'd be fun. Well, let's go ahead. So changes over the years. So that original one in '87, where was they had a band, or was it just, did they have the music, or that was something that was added later
No,
for
I
the
believe we
festival?
had music. I'm
Mhm.
not exactly sure where it was
Okay.
at. We've had so many different locations.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know who performed in '87.
Sure.
Um, but I'm sure it had some kind of Buddy Holly theme to it,
Mhm.
since that's what the majority of the earlier ones
Okay.
were. But yeah, it's just grown. We've had so many different locations that we've actually held the music festival. I found out that one of the places, one on Main Street, there was a street dance.
How fun is that?
Yeah. We've had several at the Civic Center. Before, and we've had them at Marshall, the Mesa Theater, which has been newly renovated. I think I saw Gary Puckett there years and years and years ago, before it was the the college owns it now. I can't remember what it's called.
It's still the Mesa Theater.
The Mesa Theater.
They kept the original name.
I know when they had Loverboy performed a couple, 3 years, well, before COVID, I guess, and it was at Marshall.
At Marshall.
Yeah.
And so got the old red leather album cover signed by Loverboy just a few decades later. I hate to say that out loud.
And I think when I moved to Clovis in '96, majority of it was at Marshall.
At Marshall, yes.
Well, because you got to a point, if you're bringing in bands, you have to have a way to pay for that.
Right.
And if you're out on the street or something
Yes.
with a festival, there's no way to do that. So now it's landed. I think it was at the Civic Center for a little bit.
It
and
was
then-
at the Civic Center for a while, and now it's at the Event Center.
Okay. So the dates on that's coming up, and that's
It is coming up.
I'll let you give the dates on that.
So April 18th, 19th, and 20th. So 4 weeks from today, we will welcome Pink Floyd Laser Light Show to the Curry County Event
Event
Center.
Center.
Okay.
And so, kick off the music festival for this year.
So something different each night.
Yes.
And that's way different for us. We've never had anything like that before, but the opportunity came up, and we were like, sure, why not?
We should do
Bring
that.
the people something different.
We should do that.
Yes.
For sure. And then that's Thursday night.
It's Thursday.
And then the next night will be
So Thursday night will be Mickey and the Motor Cars opening for Kip Moore.
okay.
And that's genre is more country. A little bit of Texas red dirt, I believe is what they call it. And so that should be a lot of fun. And then Saturday night, of course, is probably the most exciting night.
Right. It's the big night.
The
It's
headline-
the big night,
the-
the headliner night. And so, oh, my mind just went blank.
So
we got Gin
we
Blossoms.
We have Bowling for Soup,
Opens
opening for the Gin
them.
Blossoms.
But I
Okay.
think they said they're co.
They're the co-stars.
Co-stars is what they.
Having a little bit of battle between
Yes, they were like, we're
Yes.
co-stars. We're not opening for anybody.
Yeah.
We're
Just
past that.
Bowling for Soup performs first,
Yes.
and then Gin Blossoms.
And I can't remember, I think Bowling for Soup was from Wichita Falls, Texas. So that's kind of an interesting thing. I should check that. But still Texas-born bands on a
Yes.
couple of them.
Mhm.
And then let's see, Gin Blossoms. I listened to some of their music the last couple of days, just familiarizing, and a lot of it I knew.
Yes.
It's just been a while since
Right.
we've heard that.
You just don't realize who's performing it, but you know the songs.
You do.
You know, it's a lot of fun when we have the actual music festivals. And the bands are out there performing, and they'll start singing something, and then you're like, oh, wow, I remember that one. You know, I did know these people.
Well, and the cool thing, the Civic Center, the Event Center has really done some renovations and things for a really nice venue. Will they have the
Yes.
big Jumbotron put in at that
Yes.
point?
Mhm.
So that's a big selling factor too, where you can have a closer view versus trying to stand.
Exactly.
And will they put the flooring out on this?
Yes, so
Yes.
we have VIP. So we have VIP sections for all 3 nights. The Pink Floyd will be seating only, and then there'll be general admission. And then there is a second level of VIP that'll kind of be on the sides of the event center if you've been inside of there, with a great view. And then Friday night, there is VIP, the same setup.
Right.
And then Saturday night, the request was made to have kind of a standing VIP area.
Okay.
And so we're doing something new this year. Every year we try to take what we learned from the previous years, and continue to build on it. So we'll have a standing VIP area also. So, but yes, the event center, Casey and his team have just anything that we bring up that we're like, hey, let's try this, let's try that. And even with the festival last year, what we did for Friday night, we realized some things didn't work, so we revamped and redid for Saturday night, and there was a much better flow. and people were served much easier.
Well, challenges where you've changed events, and I'm sure Marshall got too small
It did.
to house the amount of people that you would like
Yes.
to draw out, because even though they're bands that are older, the cost on this is considerable.
Mhm.
So,
You know, one of the reasons that, not a complaint, but one of the suggestions that we got when we had these bands at Marshall is people get into it and they want to dance.
right,
Mhm.
that's
You know?
true. That's true. You don't
And
want to
there's
sit down.
there's not a lot of room. Yeah, you just want to stand up and dance. There's not enough room at Marshall,
No.
especially if the people behind you aren't that into it or whatever. So at the event center, there's plenty of room
So you can go up on higher seats and
behind.
you can still see, versus if you're
Yes.
like at a location you have seating and people stand. If you don't stand,
Yes.
your whole
It's not
show's
a big
blocked.
deal.
And
And then
Yeah.
behind the VIP seating, there's always room for people to get out on the floor and dance.
Mhm.
okay,
We want people to have a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And last year there was a lot of dancing.
Yes.
There was a lot of dancing out there, so it was a lot of fun. In fact, the flow of it, you almost got caught. Like, whoa, let me wait for these dancers to go by before I become part of the middle.
before I get looped into this.
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, originally, so Robyn, how long have you been, when you started being the chair or helping with the music festival? How many years did you
So
start?
this is my third music festival.
Okay,
So I'm very green.
okay,
I'm learning a lot, and the previous board chair was very helpful. When I said yes to the position, I think I got a file
Oh.
folder like that I still haven't looked through because everything changed.
Oh.
When we changed the venue and changed how we did the music festival, when we really talked about the fact of, yes, it's fun to bring in a lot of different groups from decades ago,
Mhm.
but how many people actually will pay to come and
To
see
go see
somebody
them.
like that? And of course we have a lot of fun selecting who'll come to the music festival, and of course we have those conversations in those meetings going, yeah, it'd only be me and you that would go to
Yeah.
see Rick Springfield or somebody like that.
Right.
So anyway, again, I'm new to the position, but I've
Mhm.
learned so much, and I have such a great support system that
Well, and Marcy, with you having been on that committee for a lot of time, you have that
years.
guidance.
For
So,
about 6 years, I think.
so you
Mhm.
guys, you just have to be absorbed. The planning process, how long back was it that this started?
So we start in the fall planning for this year's event. April has been a very good month for us to have the music festival. It doesn't seem like it falls into a lot of that busy season or busy
Mhm.
time. And of course, what a good problem to have in Clovis and the surrounding area is to be like, oh, there's too much to do this
Mhm.
weekend, but as the community grows, we're realizing that sometimes you do fall into those situations. But we started last September. We signed contracts
Okay.
October, November, December timeframe, lining up all the folks. And to Marcy's point, the Pink Floyd wasn't even on our radar, and the opportunity came about in December, and the board voted unanimously to yes, let's add it.
Sure.
Let's give folks another opportunity to come out and enjoy the music festival if their likes are not rock or
Mhm.
perhaps not country. It gives people an opportunity, and who doesn't like Pink Floyd?
That's true.
And a
That's true.
laser light show. I'm excited.
Yeah, that has to be pretty crazy in
Yeah,
there.
and
Just
there'll be
the
no
setup and-
standing VIP for that. It's
Okay.
seating only.
Yeah.
Well, those mess with your eyes. So
Yeah, they
I
can.
could see tumbling down off those bleachers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have a big group of, like, how many people on your committee that put all this
So
together?
I think we have a total of 20, maybe 22 if everybody's there. A lot of our board will Zoom in for the meetings. And of course, everybody, it is a volunteer,
Mhm.
so life gets in the way and our real jobs
Right.
get in the way. But everybody has, we've dissected and put the board where everybody has areas of responsibility. So, like folks, at different stages,
Mhm.
maybe their presence is not as needed, in person, because their role might be like Marcy handles all of our volunteers. So she's not had to
Okay.
be real active extremely,
I
but
just,
she's fixing to be crazy,
Of making sure that
making
everybody
sure
shows
that
up and
every
yes.
area that needs a
Mhm.
volunteer has
is
a
staffed.
volunteer scheduled.
Mhm.
And security, we have people that handle the security end of the music festival. And so people that are in charge of advertising and
Mhm.
merchandising, they're really busy at the beginning because they're getting everything ready, but then they fall back because their job is kind of done. They just
Once,
need to keep
right.
it rolling and keep account for everything. So it's really cool to see how everybody comes together, and I think it functions much better that way than to
Mhm.
have a whole bunch of 20 plus people trying to make a decision on one thing.
Put
So
those committees and let them
yes,
make a
and let them
decision.
make their decisions. They know what their budgets are, and then they bring final approval to the board. And and again, we're blessed with a really good board because we haven't had any where somebody's like, "Oh, I didn't like that."
Yeah.
We normally really enjoy each other's stuff that in the
Very
participation.
nice. Let them have that job and just let them run
Yes.
with it and have
Mhm.
ownership so that they can take care of that and not try to micromanage.
No.
And is there other events that are scheduled along with this during the music festival other than just the performances?
So something that we started last year is called Clovis Takes the Stage.
Uh-huh.
So we logistically and we do these 3 nights now. But there are so many other venues in Clovis that on a normal schedule will bring in local groups and have them perform at their restaurant or their
Okay.
bar.
Just as an add-on, like
Mhm.
just
Just
make it that festival feeling.
yes.
Mhm.
And so we have a Facebook page, I
Mhm.
believe, called Clovis Takes the Stage, and we will showcase who's performing all through the year, really, not even necessarily the week of the music festival. We just want Clovis to know what's going on in Clovis, who they can go listen to, and just showcase the local bands or the
Okay.
local people that perform
Sure.
here in Clovis.
Very nice. Well, and that's the thing. There's differences of the live music. It just brings in a
Mhm.
different energy and enthusiasm that you don't get just listening to a CD or
Yeah.
downloading or
Well, I
whatever.
think there's 20, maybe a little over 20 local bands just in Clovis alone, and I know Portales has quite a few local bands too.
Right. Our Uncle
So,
Mike's here in Portales is getting a lot of bands coming in,
mhm.
and just even on a weekly night sometimes on that too. So
And
getting that
giving the
music scene.
locals that opportunity
Hmm.
to, be, and it's free advertising. All they
Right.
have to do is let the
Mhm.
chamber know, hey, we've got music, and we shoot it out there
Very
and let
nice.
our masses know also. And so it's been fun.
And I know, let me give out these websites and make sure we've got this. For more information, people can go to, this is all lowercase, clovismusicfestival.com/tickets.
Mhm.
And then Facebook, it's at Clovis Music Fest, FEST.
Hmm.
So get on there and you can find more information. And this is a great event for our community. And just take advantage of when we do have live music here to listen to is
So
awesome.
there is one thing that we do have to
Okay.
say, and a group that we do have to thank, and that is our amazing sponsors,
Hmm.
without whom none of this would be
Okay.
possible.
Right.
Yeah, we have good people that step up and take care of this.
Hmm.
We do.
Well, great. Marcy, been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit more and giving us some information that I didn't know. And Robyn, nice
Thank
to
you.
have you here. So thanks for y'all's work, and I hope everything
Oh,
goes smooth and have a great, great turnout.
thank you for helping us get the word
Oh,
out on
Yes,
our
yeah,
music
thank
yeah.
you.
festival.
Our students are here and help, and you guys, so this is a great program. And to all of you out there, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Cheers.